Hello, everybody, and welcome to another Crimson Vow draft here on the channel. Before I dive in, I want to remind you that if you enjoy the video, be sure to hit that thumbs up button, subscribe to the channel for more draft content, and comment below with your questions, thoughts, and feedback. You can support my content at NicolaiBolas Patreon, patreon.com/NicolaiBolas. Jeez Louise, that was wild. So, our rare is not particularly great, Graph Reaver. It's fine if you're aggressive, but even then it's got a lot of downside. You don't ever really face Planeswalkers, so not a card I'm going to be first picking. I do like Hero's Downfall a lot, so I will be taking that out of the pack. Just a great uncommon, good removal, and removal is key in this set. And then in the commons, there is Flame Blessed Bolt as the best common. So pretty clear pick order in this pack. Hero's Downfall, followed by Flame Blessed Bolt. And then I think third pick out of this pack, I would take the Weaver of Blossoms. I haven't been really found a home for the Raconteur, and most of these other cards are pretty medium, but I think Weavers are just a rock-solid card. A lot of green cards are just rock-solid. Maybe even after that, I would take the Specimen. It's pretty good in blue-black. As you can see, this card's pretty far down the list. And then we get to follow it up with the incredible Alluring Suitor. Love me an Alluring Suitor. There is a Bloodcray Socialite to follow up the Hero's Downfall, but I've found Alluring Suitor to be excellent. There is also Dig Up, which is pretty strong. Just gets you a land early or whatever you need later, so that's good versatility. But I just really like the Alluring Suitor. It's got a lot of optionality. The mana is super useful for a variety of things, and Black-Red is the best archetype, so if you can draft it, you might as well. An uncommon is missing out of this pack. What uncommons would I take over Alluring Suitor? Maybe they would take a Hero's Downfall type card, but Alluring Suitor is better than most of the uncommons, so could mean that they're either inexperienced or they're taking a which I never like to assume, because it's more interesting if you just assume they know what they're doing, so you can kind of try to glean stuff. You also don't want to put too much stock in any one pick because they might just view the cards differently. But Alluring Suitor is a great follow-up regardless. If it wasn't in the pack, I would probably take Bloodcray Socialite just to go with the Downfall, because it is a great card. Just hits like a truck. Pick 3. Well, immediately not seeing any good red cards. There are 3 red cards in the pack, which maybe means that they're just... And there's an uncommon and a rare missing, so we're not getting a ton of signals. But I like Dormant Grove a decent amount. Just a nice little board stally card that can kind of just win you the game if the game does stall. And then there's Traveling Minister, which goes well in white-red or white-black. And I have been wanting to try it out. I think it's between those two cards. They're the best two in the pack. And green may be open. We're seeing a Dormant Grove here. Pick 3. There's not really a ton of good green commons in the pack, but there are 2 green commons. I think I'm going to take the Minister, just because it's cheaper, and I have wanted to try it out. Okay. Looks like we headed the right direction. There is another Traveling Minister if we want it. Probably the best card in the pack. There's also Biolume Egg, which is absolutely stellar as a card if you do have exploit synergies. But that's only really going to come up in blue-black because that's where you have the highest density of those cards, but it's a very good card. But I'm not sure if black is open. We're seeing a couple black cards. I think this card's better than people are giving it credit for right now, so I'm not really viewing it as a signal. But I like the Minister, and I think it's the second best card after the Biolume Egg. This card's okay sometimes, but also kind of niche. Kind of punished in the way this draft has gone in terms of blue-black maybe being a better home if we had wanted it. We see Skull Scab now to follow potential Biolume Egg. We're not seeing a lot of red. We're not seeing a ton of green. We also aren't seeing a lot of great black cards. We're seeing Doom Dissenter, so maybe it's just blue-black and nobody wants to scab. Regardless, I'm going to take the Drogskull Infantry. I kind of want to try Nurturing Presence at some point, but I think Drogskull Infantry is better. Now, very late Flame Blessed Bolt goes great with our cheap spells. We have the Alluring Suitor already in red. And I'm really liking the way this draft is going. I think Griff Rider's not the best, but it can be okay if you have like Traveling Ministers, because Traveling Minister is good with evasion. And you can also use it to like buff up a Drogskull Infantry or things like that. I don't really need Ceremonial Knives because I have Ministers to do the same thing but better. And I don't think this card's particularly good. I know there's been a lot of people hyping this card up, but I don't think it's particularly great still. Flame Blast Bolt is excellent. Ooh. Oh my goodness. A lot of good options here. I think Reckless Impulse is excellent in certain decks, and I have a very good deck for it right now. A lot of cheap cards. I'm probably playing red-white. But a lot of cheap cards, so that's just a great value engine for my deck. But I'm just going to take the Drogskol Infantry, keep getting rock-solid 2-drops and great curve, prioritizing that, and then try to get some, maybe Reckless Impulse later. But I think taking the Drogskol Infantry now is good. Heron Blessed Geist can be also good with my disturb half of my cards. And I think the Anger card's also fine. Love me a Siphon Essence. Sure Strike is good, and I really still want to try this Nurturing Presence. Just because I've seen it get some good stats, and I'm not sure where it finds its best home. Maybe not in this archetype, I'm not sure. Sure Strike seems good. Let's try it. It's good to experiment. I've seen Sure Strike in action many formats. But we're just going to keep taking our cards for our red-white deck. We still have this Hero's Downfall in case we open up an incredible rare of some kind. So sticking to white heavier is also makes the Nurturing Presence more appealing for that reason. Alchemist Celebrant's coming back. Still, I think, underrated. I like Heron Blessed Geist with the Nurturing Presence and the Drogskol Infantries, because getting the 2/1/1's pretty nice. It's still way worse than Falconwrath Celebrants. Just great top-end card for your aggro decks. Here... not going to want End the Festivities, so I guess I'll just take Wash Away on the... yeah, Moldgraph Millipede, yeah. I'll just take this just in case I ever open a bomb rare in the right color for it. Wow, Point of Discussion coming around late, but I don't think it means black is open. There's the Shield Basher. I'd rather just take the white card, I think. We get the Nurturing Presence back, so we get to get more reps with that card. And not a good card, but a great Markov Waltzer for us. You'll love to see it. The rare is just a land for vampire stuff. Getting a Markov Waltzer makes me pretty confident in my final color distribution here. Not really looking to play the Estwald Shield Basher. Probably going to wheel Nurturing Presence. I'm excited to see how it performs. The Waltzer's just a good card. Wow, getting past Dream Shacklegeist. Now, we're kind of far away from being able to use that, so I think this is our chance to take a Reckless Impulse. And it would make sense that we see a lot of blue cards this pack, because we did get, like... didn't see really any good ones in pack 1. This card is fantastic, but we're going to stay disciplined, take the Reckless Impulse, and then hope for good red and white cards pack 3. We do get a Rending Flame, fantastic. Good spot for us. Maybe get a lot of Nurturing Presences so we can see a lot of them in action. Gosh, I really want to try Spiked Ripsaw. I'm sure someone who's watched a lot of my videos has seen me be like, man, I really want to try Spiked Ripsaw. Every single time I see the card, I'm like, yeah, this card looks good to me. I want to try it. But I never get to play green when I see that card. Just an easy Falconwrath Celebrant. This is just the perfect top-end card for my deck. Again, seeing a lot of blue cards, but we're just going to hold the course. Steady. Steady. Presence is kind of an interesting spot. Not really a 2-drop. Don't love Shield Basher. The card's actually pretty bad, I think. How low will you go for a 1/1 flyer? For 2 mana? Yikes. I feel like I'm going to get wrecked. Ooh, nice. I'll take a Sundown Pass. Nice little dual land for my deck. I mean, dual lands are very valuable in Limited. They help you just have way more consistent mana, and it even comes in untapped a lot of the time when you need it to. Griff Rider would also be solid, don't get me wrong. I can use it. I don't love Epicure. Just personally, even if the card is solid in some decks. I already have some 1-drops, so I don't really need a 1-drop, but the land is... I'm a sucker for lands. Just kind of... oh, I'll make sure you can see all my cards. There we go. Or most of my cards. Got a lot of cards here already. Good mix. Red-white aggro. Of course, we can't check any usernames or logos, and for some reason, I'm the only Chandra at the table. I think. I don't even know which one's me. I'm madman. Ancestral Anger. I don't really feel like going for the Ancestral Anger plan. Let's just try the Nurturing Presence again, maybe. We might end up with like 6 of them, and that'll be really good for testing the card out. Because when you're testing a card, it's nice to go to the extremes and just see how good it is in those extreme situations. Pick 7. I'm not going to have any wolves, really, so I don't really want this card. No, I mean, I already have 2 Traveling Ministers, so this card could really do some work in aggro matchups. Perishblade Trainee seems tough to use. I kind of want to try it out, but I also kind of want to try the Heron. I like another Drogskol Infantry. I'm really well set up against aggro. Oops. Did not mean to click all those cards. But it was not a mouse bug. I did actually click them. Hopefully I can cut this Vampire Slayer. Let's just be optimistic about that one. Again, I think Perishblade Trainee might be better, but we're just going to test the limits of Nurturing Presence and pretty much just take all of the ones that we wheel. We'll probably end up with like 8 copies of it, but that's just how you end up in a nurturing household, is you just take all of the Nurturing Presences, spread the love. We have 10 creatures and 4 Nurturing Presences, and then our other cards are like medium stuff. And here we have a lot of good flyers. Like these can be put onto flyers. I think we're in good shape. And a Vampire Slayer. We can totally play those if we need to. We just need to make sure we get enough 2-drops and stuff. A Nurturing Presence, perfect. We're up to 5 copies. Another Dream Shacklegeist. That's wild. And this may be the worst red-white pack I've ever seen. I mean, we have some blood tokens. 1, 2. Not really a card that I want to play. Definitely not playing the Officiant and not playing the Statuette. I guess I could take Lightning Wolf. Yeah, I really don't want to play that guy. Wolf is so replaceable, though. Yeah, we'll probably not play that card, but easy. Flame Blessed Bolt here. Weary Prisoner. Good green card. Kind of lucky that there's a good card for us in this pack. Everything else is real medium. But luckily, we already have enough playables, pretty much. Like, if our deck was like these cards, like if this was our deck, that's like an okay deck. Assuming Nurturing Presence is not just a completely F-rated card. I think I'd rather just have another Drogskol versus another Reckless Impulse. More creatures, more stuff to do late game, and I can just get up to my... I like to have 6 2-drops in this sort of deck. Like any aggro deck can really just use 6 2-drops quite effectively. Reckless Impulse would be nice, especially because I have a lot of cheap cards. But I also have cards like Nurturing Presence that need like a creature in play, so I'm just going to keep taking Drogskol Infantries. And every time I take a card now, I can cut a card. Ooh, another Traveling Minister. I would love a Markov Purifier. Like, this would be a great black-white deck with all of my life gain synergies from the triple Traveling Minister now, but also just a great deck in general, I think. The Nurturing Presence really makes these Traveling Ministers great because you just have flyers for days. I don't need Wedding Invitation. I think I have a few vampires, so maybe it would be okay. What's my worst card? Probably the Vampire Slayer. If I actually wanted to win, my worst card's probably this thing. Ooh, how many humans do I have? 6 humans. But I'm probably cutting the Vampire Slayers and this guy. So my human count is artificially high for that. So I'm probably just going to take another Drogskol Infantry. Because I just want to cut that. Cut the Shield Basher. So yeah, then I only have 4 humans, and Vampire Slayer is the first card to go if I get something better. Belligerent Guest plays well with the Nurturing Presence. Don't really want to play this card. It seems really bad. Okay, so we have 27 cards here. We have good removal options. A lot of creatures. A lot of auras. I don't think we want Wedding Invitation. We have a lot of flying, and we'd rather just have another creature. Take the uncommon to fill the vault quicker. Sure, like giving this is unblockable is nice. Five copies of this and 5 copies of this. How's it going? Okay, so we're going to not play the Millipede, obviously. 17 lands. Probably not excessive because we have these to flashback. And these 2 at the top end. Don't really have a lot to spend our mana on, so we could just cut a land. I'm also not convinced by Blood Hypnotist. Not being able to block is a pretty big deal. This is not really a 2-drop creature. This isn't really a 2-drop thing either. I like my top end of the curve here. What do I have that gets blood tokens? 1 thing, 2 things, 3 things. This can't possibly be good enough. And then cut a mountain. I think I like this build. Yeah, worth a shot. I'll see you folks in the matches. Before I get to the games, I want to give a huge shout out to all of the patrons who support my content, my channel, at patreon.com/NicolaiBolas, and special shout out to those at the credits level. It is thanks to Patreon support that I'm able to make as many videos as I do, so if you found my videos to be of some value, maybe they've helped you win a couple of extra games on the arena ladder, or maybe you've crushed your FNM because of some of my advice, and you want to help me continue making the videos, then Patreon is the best way to do so, and as my way of saying thank you, you even gain access to some pretty cool Patreon exclusive rewards, like access to my card-by-card grade spreadsheet, my tier list for Crimson Vow, which is an excellent bonus resource to help you crush your competition, especially early on in the format when a lot of people don't know how to evaluate the cards. But anyway, I do hope you are enjoying the video so far, regardless of whether or not you decide to become a patron, and without further ado, let's get to the games. Welcome to round 1. Great hand here. Minister into infantry into double nurturing presence. We're going to get to see it in action. Before I begin, since I have 5 of these and 5 of these, In the comments below, leave which one you think is going to win. Leave hashtag team presence or hashtag team infantry to let me know which one you think I'm going to cast more of during this draft. I'm not including the back half of the infantry, so it's just the front half of infantry or the presence. And you even have a bit of an advantage. You could pick a team presence because there's 3 of them in this hand, so pretty exciting stuff. Spices up the video. Makes me have something to keep track of. It's 1-0. Team infantry is on the board. It's 1-1. Ah! Now it's 1-3. Jeez Louise, just hitting them like really hard. And they have to attack this, presumably. I just need to draw 1 creature, and I'm just getting a lot of stats. And I'm already going to be able to hit them for 4 in the air. The fact that they had to use Bleed Dry on that is pretty good for me, I have to say it. Nice. No! They're trying to decide if I block there, whether they'll just die, which is a reasonable thing to guess. Boom. I don't have any discard shenanigans in my deck. I'll just play it in case I need to draw a Reckless Impulse or something. Any of my flyers is lethal because I can just double pump them with Minister. And the score is 1-0 for Nikolai. And 1 infantry to 3 presences. So Team Presence is in up to a quick lead, which we expected. I'm sure the people who voted on Team Infantry were ready for such a deficit early on. But they have faith that over the course of the draft, I will draw more infantries. Be interesting to see how many people just went on a feeling, or maybe they thought I would get fed up with the Presence. Or maybe they just thought I wouldn't find a window to cast it, or... Team Presence. Definitely had probably a lot of folks after I had 3 in my hand while making the challenge. But, regardless, it's an exciting prop bet, if you will. Another great start, even if we are on the draw. Ooh, infantry, set to make a comeback. You're a turn late, Minister. That's okay. I would like to find planes so I can go presence into this. Ah! No blocks. Ooh. It's 3-3. Oh, I need a plane so badly. I feel like I can race this deck. I just needed to get this minister down. If I draw a mountain, I can go this plus this after I play the Markov Waltzer. Normally I would go for the blowout here, but I just don't care. And infantry has taken the lead here. As soon as I find a planes, this game goes wide open for me. I need to save my rule for something scarier. Oh my gosh, they're even helping me cast more of them. Infantry taking a large lead here. Meanwhile, I might just lose the game by not being able to cast my spells. Guess I'm gonna have to trade off. I believe it is now 5-3 for the infantry. Infantry doing work, but there are a couple presences here set to make a comeback. I'll give them their scrying. Egg. Now that's a card that I want to zap. You've got to be kidding me, please. Game. Preempting the 4/4 that's going to come out of that at some point. I just need to draw lands. I'm going to totally lose because of this. It's insane. Ugh. Why? The humanity. Got all the infantry at the ready. Got the ministers. I'm very frustrated here. Just don't get to play the game. I think I kept a 3-lander too. And even if 2 of these were planes, even if I had an extra planes here, it'd be way better. Because then I could have gotten both of these things into play while I was playing my infantry out. And I'd have gained about 10 life here. This is some sort of sick joke. Some sick, sick joke. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. I can't catch a break here. What is happening? Yep, of course they're going to bleed dry that, because I'm just dead. The only thing of interest that game is that infantry took a massive swingy lead, so Team Infantry in the lead, 5-3. Jeez, that was frustrating. I honestly hate games like that. They're just not fun. It's like, there's nothing you can do about them. They're just built into the system. But I just couldn't do anything. That's why I really liked having the dual land. Like, imagine if one of those mountains was a dual land. Been able to win the game. Okay, now we're on the play, and we have a good hand. Okay, even though it has 2 mountains again. The infantry. 6-3 infantry with the commanding lead here. Again, just unfortunate. Player and syncopate. I guess I should have buffed the infantry if I wanted to trade with that. That makes more sense. Not sure exactly what I was thinking on that one. So risky, this card, playing it into open mana like this. They can't bleed dry my guy. They could bounce him. Six to 4. Okay. I have no cards in hand. I don't have any more decisions to make this game. What a draw. That was fortunate draw. Ooh, I love me a Reckless Impulse. Maybe I should be taking more of those. I mean, I think the card's great. I think I took a Drog School Infantry over it. Then I had lethal 10 ways till Tuesday there. Nice little run though. 6 to 4 still. Team Infantry still in the lead. But Nurturing Presence, let's close the gap a little bit. Not close the gap. Keeps the gap the same. I think. I'm fairly certain that I cast one of each that game. But I'm sure that somebody's tallying it. Whoever was on Team Presence is like, oh my gosh, I can't believe that the bounce spell let them cast another infantry. He could have just cast the Presences to keep it interesting, but he wanted to win the game, so he was doing his best. 6 to 4. Still making a comeback is reasonable. And I still have a game to spare in the either direction, so I'm not going to be able to end the run this win or next one. I guess I should have probably had an over-under on total number cast. But I think I don't want to have to keep track of too much. I guess it wouldn't have been any effort at all to keep track of over-under for total. But it's fine. We have team infantry and team presence. That's all we need. Teams. Ugh. Feel like that reckless impulse was quite good. Clockwork. Penny is our opponent. Classic unkeepable hand, because my lands refuse to cooperate this draft. See, this hand is keepable. Seven to 4. Infantry once again stepping up. Don't really want to trade that for a Wretched Throng. Being owned by your lands is so satisfying. Just nothing like it. Yeah. Yep. Meanwhile, in the land of both colors, double skull scab, having the time of their life over there. I don't really want to play that game anymore. Technically winnable, probably. In reality, too frustrating to be worth playing. I'd rather just try again, reset my mental a little bit. At least the deck feels strong. I mean, the losses have felt pretty, like, not the, like, cards themselves, just horrific draws. When it wins, it does, like, insane damage. I try to be positive during my drafts, but games like that really take it out of you. Just not particularly fun. So I also don't want people to just... Sometimes the comments just become a pool of individuals saying, wow, this is why Magic is terrible, but that's not really the goal. It's more fun when things are going well. Okay, cool. It's 7 to 4 still in the Nurturing Presence infantry game. Now it's 8 to 4. Infantry has taken a commanding lead here. 8 to 5. Putting it on this is a little bit rough, but it will be a 3-3 next turn. I wanted to get this guy out. Child of the pack. Wow, they just chump it. That is surprising. I'm glad I attacked with it. I was pretty fine with the trade because it would give me the aura. Also, it's now 10 to 5, I believe. Ah. Wait, why didn't I attack with the flyer? No. I'm going to lose by 2 damage, and it's going to be miserable. Oh my gosh, I literally meant to attack with the flyer. Oh gosh. They'd be on a 2-turn clock if I'd attacked with the flyer. Dodge the lumber knot. Let's go. Oh gosh, I misplayed. I could have played the Heron first and gained an extra life. Less egregious than the last misplay, but still a bad misplay. Yes, we get the win. I also lost count of the nurturing presence count versus infantry count. Oh, but getting the win is more satisfying. I think it's 10 to 5. Because I think it was 8 to 4 before that round. The 1-1 flyers felt pretty good with the traveling ministers. Somebody in chat has to keep track, or the YouTube comments has to now keep track. I've lost it. Especially if it's a close photo finish, I might not know who's won. It's either 9 to 5 or 10 to 5. I think it's 9 to 5. Or I know I cast 2 infantries that game and 1 presence. What was it? I think it's 10 to 5. I'm not 100% sure though. All I will say is that Team Presence started off hot and has since fallen off a cliff. Though those days may be back. Like, the thing is, you have to keep hands like this, but they still feel miserable. Ho ho ho, infantry. Once again, proving its worth. Just, can I buy a plains? I don't understand why I only draw mountains. It's insanity. I'm just never able to double spell. That is the tilt alert from my building, telling me to not tilt and not get enraged. That is the reset of the tilt alert. No longer tilted. Ready to go, as they say. We're going to make do with this 1 plains. We're going to use it for all it's got. Oh, they're stuck on 2 lands. There he goes. They have a sure strike, yeah. Maybe a bit too aggressive, but I now have all the red mana I need to activate this. No way am I blocking, buddy. You can chip in for your damage all you want. They want to go for some sort of kill spell. So be it. They haven't had one before. I figured they might have the Siphon Essence. Oh no, it's I've cast 2 of each, so it's like 12. It's like 11 to 7 right now. And now it's like 12-7. Jeez, I've lost count completely. Oh, the disaster. I should have just had a notepad. But I feel like me losing count is just kind of expected. I'm sure there were people placing prop bets on whether or not I'd forget. Classic. Here we go, down the street, 13-7, like to meet. Probably have, like, some sort of spell. Get him! They don't sack the blood token despite being horrifically mana screwed. Huh. Surprising. What's not surprising is how much I saved by switching to Geico. I'm kidding. I don't think I use Geico. Though I did have a Geico flashlight that got given to me when I was younger. Maybe that's why. We just have catchy ads. 13-7, I believe, is the score. So, Team Presence, needed some help there. Maybe we should have given them a bias, but I had a feeling that Team Infantry would win. I just didn't want to spoil the betting. Because, like, creatures are just easier to play out on turn 2 and things like that. But anything could happen. We could just still draw a spree of presences. Also, I think I might have added one to the infantry total, so it might just be 12-7. It's not really analytical to talk about, but it's kind of fun to have a little side bet, some commentary going on the side. Also, I'm in a much better mood now that we've had a couple of games with decent mana. Going 4-3 with this deck would be fine. I'm already content here. I would obviously like to do better, but hands like these are just tough. Thinking about if I don't draw a mountain. I only have 8 red sources in the deck. Can this hand function? If this was 1 mountain, 1 plains, I would keep it in a heartbeat. Okay. And it's still sketchy, but we're keeping this one. Getting rid of a land might seem odd, but it's still fine. I think this hand is probably better than the last one. Just poor timing. It's okay, Minister. The dominance of Team Infantry continues. See, the thing is, they probably don't want to trade, but because I have Minister plus Heron of Hope combo, I'm okay if they just try to race. They will quickly learn that that is not tenable. Ah! Aye! Play this first so I can gain the extra life. And they even dealt some damage to themselves just to help out the cause. Thanks, opponent. An individual of culture. And Manasseh is pretty good here. And blood tokens are pretty good here. Nurturing Presence is going to get another point on the board here. No, don't do it, please. Aw, man. Aw, man. They're certainly going to want to block. I mostly played this to get the 1-1. But now I can put the aura from the infantry onto the 1-1. They have 6 cards in hand, and they have only taken 10 damage, and I only have a couple of creatures in play. They are quite favored here, I would say. I do have 2 blood tokens, so I won't be drawing lands for a while. Oh, that's pretty good. That is also quite nice. They are taking 2 more damage, though. They're helping me out here in that way. Okay. Threatening lethal if they don't have removal. I will say, just that 1-1 has been pretty relevant. Like, way more relevant than I thought. Yes! Ooh, double Fellstinger just helping me out. Thank you for all of that extra damage, my friend. It's so nice to have a Scorpion on your side. Oh, that should go on a t-shirt. It's nice to have a Scorpion on your side. Now you've got a friend in the diamond business. Jeez, I've just turned into a walking slogan, a walking campaign, a walking advertisement. This is the classic between saying advertisement and advertisement. I'm not sure exactly which one's more posh. An advertisement. I saw an advertisement in the paper today. I saw an advertisement in the paper today. Advertisement is definitely higher class. It was a real advertisement for someone who was willing to wash cars for cash. What a genius concept. The old Ford's looking a little bit dusty. The children are having a fundraiser. Ooh, Present's going to make a little bit of a surge here. I think it's 14-7 right now. Maybe 14-8. I lost track. Infantry's got a dominating lead. "10 years for what you've done. Rest because infantryman." Turn 1 Minister feels amazing. This card is so good. So much power in just a one drop. Oh, your blood fountain is pitiful. It shall not get the chance to shine. Another day, another destiny. Oh, yes. Is there a 2-mana kill spell? I don't think so. I was trying to think of one and I just like Hero's Downfall comes to mind. Which is 3 mana. There's the one that hits humans only, but this is a Spirit Soldier. We got the Spirit Soldier. Spirit Soldier. I think it's 15 to 7 right now. 15 to 8 actually, because we played the presence. Spirit Soldier. We got the Spirit Soldier. Kind of forces them to interact with the Drogskull infantry. It's a real threat. Markov Waltzer is going to make them take 1 billion damage this next turn. Ooh, the Fama. You'd so choose, you may chump block. I shall not object to thine chump block. Thine may block in the chumpiest of ways. Yeah, that looks like a good attack until they realize that I get to like add like 10 power to this infantry next turn. Well, not 10 power. Maybe not quite that much. I hope they tap out here so I know exactly what to do, because I think I have Force Lethal. Okay, they get a blood token. Sure thing, buddy. Yeah, sure. As they say. Ah, the unholy officiant. Hmm. $15 to 9. Ooh, and they don't even have to face the Drogskull infantry, so they are inadvertently helping the comeback from Nurturing Presence. I think it's 15 to 9, but because I'm 6 and 2, if I get to be, I only have 1 game left, and it's way more exciting to have a case where if I cast all 5 Nurturing Presences and none of the Drogskull infantries, that the comeback can be complete. So it's 6 and 2, pretty crazy record. I'm pretty happy with that, especially considering I think the deck was 2 and 2, and I was feeling down on it because of poor mana draws. Well, let's just say that the miscount was in the favor of Nurturing Presence. So it's 14 to 9, and Nurturing Presence actually has a shot. But it could just be 15-9 and out of reach, but hard to say. I just don't remember. Oh my gosh, and they are 3 in the opening hand. Oh gosh, I don't think this is this keepable. Oh my gosh, I don't know if it's keepable. If this was Drogskull infantry, it would be keepable. Because I need to draw a creature, but it needs to be. I'm just gonna mark this. This is much better, even though it's really bad. Oh gosh, was that last hand keepable? I guess we'll never know. I mean, I don't think it was, but. Drogskull infantry number 16. $16 to 10, pretty reasonable. I mean, getting to 10 Nurturing Presences in one draft is a lot of Nurturing Presences. I can do 2 damage to them and then hit them for 4. Send them down to 9. Play Nurturing Presence on this again. Attack, they jump. I believe it is 16 to 11. They might have a removal spell, but if they do, I get to put it on a spirit. This outcome is way better than me. Way better for me. They're doing a double block. Makes sense. If I had drawn a planes, would I have been out of double block range? I don't think so. No, because I would have gotten +2/+2 for each one. Yeah, would have been a 6/6. They bin the Syncopate. I think whatever happens here, we've learned that it's not merely a matter of drawing infantries or presences. The mountain plains balance is also incredibly key. With balance comes great power. There are no accidents, as Master Oogway would say. Master Oogway, the turtle from Kung Fu Panda. Some of those scenes are just inspiring. Love that movie. What a quality film. How did you get up there? I told me there were cookies on the top shelf. Oh, that's a great film. I can't train you like I trained the Furious Five. You think differently. The way to your heart is with food. Ah, it's a powerful 1/1. Ah, it's a Storm Chaser Drake. Is it a spirit? No, it's a Drake. Is it a bird? No, it's a plane. It's Super Drake. They could buff this thing and then they trade the Cobbled Lancer for it. I think I like that better. Get to force some action here. Because I can always put the Drogskull Infantry onto the other spirit to make it into a 1/3 flyer. Can be bought by the Minister. And this thing is still threatening lethal. And if they play a spirit, I get to just zap them. Zap. Zap. Boom, bam. Pop. It's like not Spider-Man, Batman, the movie. That was a good movie. I liked it. I've watched it many a time. What weighs 6 ounces sits in a tree and is very dangerous. A sparrow with a machine. One of the greatest lines in cinema history. Absolutely iconic. The delivery is perfect. He says it like it's obvious, but it's like the most random thing I've ever heard. Absolutely quality. Very high quality. The Batman of my childhood. Some days you just can't get rid of a bomb. That movie's great. So many good moments. Oh gosh, Dollhouse of Horrors. Well, luckily we've got our Rending Flame to take care of the Drake, and we got the win. Let's go. Let's hit the opponent with the good game so that they don't just concede before. Yes. Woo! 7 wins, 2 losses. Battling back from some tough early defeats and psychologically holding in there. I believe the final tally was 17-11. Though I could be off by 1 or 2, especially in the Drog Skull Infantry department. I cast a lot of those cards. I didn't know if the gap would be that extreme. But I hope that even if you were on Team Presence, you weren't too disappointed with the outcome there. And I think the most important thing we learned is that it's not about casting infantry or presence. It's about casting presence on infantry. And in that way, teamwork is achieved. So if you did make it all the way to the end of this video, regardless of whether you were hashtag Team Infantry or hashtag Team Presence, so let me know you made it all the way to the end of the video in the comment section down below. Leave hashtag Teamwork to let me know you made it all the way to the end and that you enjoyed the video. And despite my foibles, no, foibles wasn't the right word, but despite me getting a little irritated by my draws early on, hopefully you stuck with me and enjoyed the bounce back and the cool little draft we got. I mean, Presence really performed way better than I thought it would. It actually turned into a pretty good card. The 1/1 was just chipping in so much. Flyers must be just really good in this format. Like, they're just not like a reach creature to hold them back or things like they felt really relevant. And just great cards. The Traveling Ministers were also fantastic. Really a key card of the deck. Heron of Hope with the Traveling Ministers was good. I love me an Alluring Suitor. Didn't really get the cast the guest. Rending Flame was fantastic. Impulse was great. Flame Blessed Bolt, just a great card. I don't think we cast it, really, but I like me a Waltzer. And Celebrants is good as well. Good to have the dual land. And hopefully you enjoyed the draft. If you did, hiccup. don't hiccup in real life. I just hiccuped. So in my stream of consciousness way of speaking, I said hiccup. But if you did enjoy the video, hit that thumbs up button, subscribe to the channel for more draft content, and comment below with your questions, thoughts, and feedback. And if you did enjoy it and want to help me continue making these videos, give back to the channel. Maybe it's provided you with some value and you've won some extra draft because of it. Maybe check out the Patreon, patreon.com/NicolaiBolas. It's the best place to give back to the channel, help me continue making these videos. If you enjoy them, if they're providing you with entertainment, just consider it. It's a great way to help me continue making them. I really appreciate it. You can also find a bunch of cool stuff in the description, like NicolaiBolas merchandise, my articles linked, the NicolaiBolas Discord linked, the NicolaiBolas Twitter linked. If you want to get notified when I post new stuff, I just post it to the Twitter. I don't really use it for anything else, so you don't have to worry about random takes on other stuff. Just literally when I post a video, I post it to the Twitter so that people can be notified if they want to. You can also find links to... Oh, if you have Amazon Prime, you can support my content at no extra cost to yourself. Simply link your Amazon account and your Twitch account, and then subscribe with Prime Gaming. No extra cost to yourself. It's included with Amazon Prime because Amazon owns Twitch, and so you can support my content at no extra cost to yourself. Even if you don't watch Twitch, it's free to make an account, and it does all go towards the same cookie jar of content. But yeah, that's going to do it for this one. Pretty sweet draft. Glad to get a trophy with this one, and I'm glad that I didn't totally lose it when I drew all plains or all mountains. I came very close, but luckily the light turned off and it reset me. So excellent stuff. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll talk to you next time.